Beautiful puppies like these are often loved for their appearance and breed. But what about them? What about those who are left behind? In Malaysia, there are many stray animals living on the streets. The number of stray animals continue to increase every year. This issue is mainly caused by irresponsible pet ownership and abandonment. This issue is also related to Sustainable Development Goal 15, Life on Land. SDG 15 focuses on protecting biodiversity, ecosystems, and animal welfare. Some pets are abandoned because owners cannot afford the cost of care. Some owners do not have enough time to take care of pets. In some cases, pets are abandoned when owners lose interest. As a result, many innocent animals are left without a home.
Auntie Eileen, whose full name is Eileen Lee So-gyo, is the founder of My Pets Heaven. She was previously a pup owner before discovering her passion for animals after working at the pet shop. During her time there, she became unhappy with how the animal was treated, as they were kept in small cage and not given proper care. Despite being told no, she would secretly take the dogs out for walks, showing her compassion for their well-being. One day, she noticed vacant shop lots outside the mall where she worked, which inspired her to start her own pet shop. On June 7, 2011, My Pet Center was opened and later renamed My Pets Heaven 2 years after. Although it offers services like grooming, boarding, and pet food sales to cover expenses, its main purpose is to rescue and shelter stray animals, funded by own saving and public donation. In the beginning, Auntie Eileen focused on selling pets due to low awareness of adoption. However, everything changed when a stray dog named Wong Choi wandered into the center. She took him in, and he was later adopted. This experience made her realize she could do more by rescuing, rehabilitating, and rehoming stray animals. Since then, Auntie Eileen has become increasingly dedicated to help animals in need. My Pets Heaven has grown into a safe haven for rescue animals, giving them care, shelter, and a second chance at life through adoption. Their mission is to rescue animals from abuse and rehome them. But before pets are rehomed, they make sure that animals are treated medically and sterilized. On the other hand, their vision is to expand their shelter's capacity to rescue more animals and rehome them. They aim to do more for the stray animals to give them another chance at a better life. They have saved, vaccinated, sterilized, and rehomed over 1,000 stray animals since they began our rescuing effort. Ultimately, they are striving to curb negligence towards stray animals as well as control the stray population in our community. They still lack the resources and capacity to accommodate for their increasing number of rescues as they are an independent organization. Nevertheless, they will continue to persevere in their effort to help more animals in need and to carry out their work with compassion and integrity.
So can we share how and why this pet shelter also?
Why? We want to help all the dogs to get it neutered to control the stray population.
Was there a particular animal or incident that deeply shaped your journey and terrified you?
We rescue any dogs, whether it's particularly dogs or any. Normally we go for stray dogs.
So how does the shelter contribute to animal welfare?
How we do it? We rescue them, we take them to bed, we give them a second chance to do.
What does success look like for this shelter? Is it adoption, awareness, policy change, or something?
This shelter is more likely for adoption. When the dogs are given a second chance. So people will come, we think we have pictures of on Instagram for the adoption to have a second chance of hope.
So can you walk us through a typical day at the shelter? What is your main responsibilities and boundaries?
Okay, volunteer, not come here to clean or do the newspaper like they are doing now. We come basically to clean the shop in a way and also get to know the dogs and ask questions like how this dog come about, how you going to do the adoption, make sure they are vaccinated, And some are neutered dog, we are neutered. And we put out on Instagram for adoption.
So, which part of the daily shelter life do people outside usually underestimate?
They estimate that as though we are making money off the dog, actually we are not. We're helping them. We help them also, we need money to grow. We are a charity organization. So we need money to grow. So a lot of people don't understand. So in order for them to understand is, you rescue dog, you have to put it in a vet for 1 week, make sure they are fully free and dewormed and vaccinated. And bigger dog, we get it neutered and go for adoption when we show them pictures.
So, what are the biggest challenges the shelter is currently facing?
Money, we need money for everything. To rescue them, put them in a vet, to neuter them. We need food, all this basically all about money. Okay.
So the last question is, can you share a success story of an animal that was rehabilitated or adopted?
Okay, ours is more international. We have dogs in Amsterdam, Poland, Qatar, England, Canada. Okay, show you pictures.
Wow.
She's in Amsterdam now. You see the body, there's a mark there. You see the mark here? She was tied up with a wire around her waist at the back. And she's pregnant with 4 babies. And all that because she couldn't expand. So body is now in Amsterdam, having a good life. Let me show you the one in Poland. Now they're in Poland. Alright? She's on a wheelchair because her body is straight, but her leg is 90 degrees on the left hand side. So I'll show you the latest photo now. Look at her leg is like this. Can you see her leg like this? All these are abused dogs, but they got a second chance in life. Alright? There's one in Canada. Where's the dog? Look at the dog now. In Canada, in the snow playing. Can you see it now? In the snow.
Okay, so that's it for the questions. Thank you for answering.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Serene, and turns out there were still more important details that Miss Eileen missed outside the interview. It all started after our interview with Miss Eileen. I was called to follow her to an area a few meters away from the shelter to feed the stray dogs and cats loitering on the streets. I hopped onto a car, and to kill the awkwardness, I started conversations with her and asked more about the shelter and everything related to the animals. Then, out of curiosity, I asked her, why were there still dogs being released around the streets, but not being kept in the shelter? And the answer was, technically, there wasn't any more space. And sure, it was a stupid question to ask of me at the same time. But my thoughts tells me that this sets a real-life evidence of how not all dogs and cats on the planet can be fully supported. Although many pet shelters exist, it is never enough. This shows the need for society to take action to offer all the help that animals need. There's never enough space, and someone else has to step up before it gets worse. So, what was Miss Eileen's resolve to this issue? The loitering strays who do not have a place to stay. The only thing she could do is neuter all the animals she can find. This goes the same to other pet rescues in the country. When stray dogs and cats are found, they are taken to undergo a surgical procedure called spay or neuter to remove their testicles or ovaries. If you take a close look at the stray's ears, you may find a B-shaped cut on it. This is to show that the stray is successfully neutered and shouldn't go through the same procedure again. But why, you may be wondering? Why do stray dogs and cats have to be neutered in the first place? The answer is it prevents the strays from overpopulating even more. Dogs and cats don't just reproduce one offspring, but 5 to 6 of them. This brings us back to the problem I questioned earlier. Where can they go if there is already a shortage of pet shelters in the world? If neutering did not exist, the natural hormonal drives of male dogs would pull them into their aggressive mating behavior toward the females. In the end, female dogs are the ones who have to deal with the consequences of having unwanted pregnancies and severe anal injuries. This is why neutering is so important. When strays are sterilized and have zero sex hormones, this also directly supports SDG 15, the goal of keeping the stray population in check. At the end, she told me more about the strays than what she did in the interview. She is the type of person who shares more stories off camera. Even though I had the chance to film some crucial and relevant information to our SDG research, it felt improper and insincere to record the conversation. And plus, I forgot my phone at the shelter, which explains why I visualized this whole story, so that I can share it without invading Miss Eileen's personal space.
We learned a lot while volunteering at the shelter. We saw eyes that follow us everywhere we walk and quietly asking, "Will you choose me?" Behind every cage, there's a story of abandonment, neglect, or simply bad luck. Many are left behind, abandoned, or forced to live in shelters, waiting for someone who may never come. We saw animals waiting patiently, hoping for someone to choose them. Some had been there for months or even years, not because they aren't lovable, but just because they aren't purebred. So what can we do? Choose to adopt and give a life a second chance. Choose to stop supporting breeding that adds to the problem. We may not be able to save every animal, but each of us can make a difference. So next time you think about getting a pet, don't shop, adopt. Because every life deserves love and a place to call home. By protecting and caring for animals, we are also supporting Sustainable Development Goal 15, which is to protect life on land and preserve biodiversity.